So let's populate our code here under the box shadow to see what we can display here. As you can see, this is Jumbotron. Okay, after this one finish, down there we will use the container. So if I come and see, okay, just fine. We'll use the h3 and say your generated code here. So we will display them here. Of course, we will use the pre-tag. Inside this one, we will use the code with the class here of language CSS, and then inner HTML we will write our code here. So as you can see, now the box shadow we can just write it right away here, box shadow, and you will write all the necessary value here. The first value would be this dot horizontal, we'll give a space, this dot vertical, of course inside the bracket, this dot vertical, and then space, this dot blur. Make sure you do not press enter, because when you put the pre-tag, it will display it as it is. Just put continue in the same line until it come to the next line by default. This dot color. If I save it, and let's see what we have here. So we have your code and it is going to display it here. Of course, we must add the pixel values here, that these are pixel and this is pixel, this two is also pixel values. If I save it, and this time if we refresh it, as you can see, it will be just fine here. Again, if I change the value here, it will lose the data here, the styling that we have. Again, you can do it the same way as you did for the gradient. You should display them the way you want. Of course, they are not showing because it did not load the theme. If you refresh it, it will just display the theme as well. So if I come here, again this one is not showing. This is because of the theme of the one we have applied for this one. If you hard reload, it should work just fine for this one. And then at the end we must add the semicolon here. That is the last thing, I think. And you can add of course the prefix for the box shadow. Box shadow is supported by most browsers so far, but if you want to add the box shadow, you can add them by yourself and you can give them an install. So that's it, and in the next video we will do some other customization as well.